man. I just spent like 5 minutes drinking this tea, like wondering what is wrong with this tea. And then I was like, I had like one of those like really cliche like flashback moments. Like, you know, like in books where like they just suddenly have a flashback, or like the show That's So Raven, where she would have a flashback or a vision of the future, and then it would just like zoom in on her eye, and then like, woo, future. Um, wow, great explaining skills. Okay. Um, and I was like trying to figure out what it was, like what's wrong with this tea. Like I put honey in it, it should be good. Like what's going on here? And then I remembered when I was like getting the tea, like I was gonna like get orange tea because that's one of my favorite teas. Citrus, favorite smell, favorite tea, like favorite everything. It smells so good. If only it wasn't so hard to fucking peel. Like goddamn, like oranges. Like could you give me a break, please? Like, fine. And and then I remembered I was gonna get an orange tea, but then my grandma was like, just use one of the old tea bags. And I was like, okay. And I would use one of the old tea bags, and then I remembered like seeing the label, and I remember thinking the label was odd. But then I just remembered that that label was odd, and this tea tastes weird because that tea is supposed to be cold tea. And I've been drinking cold tea as hot tea. So I mean it's like okay to drink cold tea as hot tea, like, but like it doesn't taste as good as it would if it was cold. Which I don't know, maybe they put some like chemical or something to make it taste better when it's cold and not hot. But yeah. So my tea tastes fucking weird, and that's why. And I spent like 5 minutes like watching Good Mythical Morning at Not the Morning, and like wondering what the hell is wrong with my tea. And then I was like, oh wait, it's that. That's what's wrong with my tea. Kind of annoyed because this tea was supposed to relax and make me feel happy, and now I'm just kind of irritated because I got the wrong fucking tea. Thanks, Grandma. It's in my favorite mug too. Like, look at this Snoopy mug. It's so cute. Oh my god. It says jogging hound, but I know it's backwards, so you can't really see. And it says Snoopy. And that's Snoopy's little yellow friend. And just like adorableness. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I really have not done anything but lay in bed and continue binge watching Good Mythical Morning since the last video, so I don't really have much to say other than I have no fucking life. So, yeah. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go get my turtle arrested with shit because its filter is still not working because it's too small, so I have to like get something to stick it to the wall to make it stand because it's not working. And then I also need to get him like a little basking area and his heating lamp, which I was like, Grandma, can we go tomorrow or today? And she was just like, what was that? And then I would repeat it, and she would just be like, what was that? What was that? It's like a broken record, I swear. So yeah, that pretty much answered that question. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna get over my fucking fear that was like refound and partly irrational and partly illogical. Of driving in an Uber alone and just like driving the Uber, text people while I'm in the Uber, and then when I'm out of the Uber and in Dollar Tree by myself, which I think was where this fear stems from, because being in Dollar Tree is like, it's kind of a sketchy place. Like, I mean, if you're with other people, it's totally fine, but like when you're alone and you're just kind of like, are they gonna kill me? Because like I've had those thoughts before. Like I remember one time I was in a really bad area, which is probably where this fear stems from. But I was one time in a really, really bad area with my mom, and it was just because she really needed a tampon change, so she wanted cigarettes too, so she like drove into the first area that she saw like a place that you could buy cigarettes and like she could get her tampons. You know, girl problems. And so she like parked right there and was just like, yep. And then like it wasn't a really good area. Like lots of homeless people. Like I'm pretty sure I saw a few druggies. Like it's not the best area. And there's a Dollar Tree right next door. And my mom was like, you want to get some stuff from the dollar store? Like we need some cleaning supplies, blah blah blah, which we never even used. So that was nice. But she was like, yeah, go inside and get some cleaning supplies for me, please. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, here, it's a $20 bill. Like, go inside, buy the cleaning supplies. And I was like, okay. And then I went in and I was like, totally okay. I was like, yeah, this is normal. Because, like, she always sent me in, like, places to buy stuff. Because she didn't take care of herself. So she was, like, embarrassed to go inside places. Yeah, so she always had me do it. And unless she was like buying cigarettes, because obviously when you're underage you can't buy cigarettes. Although she would always complain and be like, I wish you were like old enough to buy cigarettes for me, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, if I was old enough to buy you cigarettes I probably wouldn't buy you cigarettes, just saying. But so I went into a Dollar Tree and I was just like totally fine. I was just like, well, I mean, I kind of feel a little uncomfortable because like there like it wasn't the most clean Dollar Tree. It was kind of weird, and I was just kind of like, but I still was like relatively okay buying the shit. Like I was just kind of like peeping around, like being a little nervous, but not too bad. But then I went up to the cash register, and I swear it was like fucking Hunger Games. Like I took out the $20 bill to pay for it, and the cashier literally stared at me. Like, I feel like every, like, customer in the vicinity range just kind of looked at me, and I was just kind of like, what? And then I realized they weren't really looking at me. They were looking at the $20 bill, and I was just like, how desperate are these people? Like, it's just $20. Like, and then I started freaking out. I was like, please don't attack me. And I was just like, here, please don't give me change back. Like, I was like praying that I wouldn't have any money because like literally was fearing getting mugged or something. And like, and then like nothing happened. I think I had like maybe $2 left that she gave me back. And I was like, cool, thank you. And I like grabbed like the 3 or 4 bags and I was just like, bye! And I just like speed walked / ran like hurriedly to the car and was just like dumped it all in there. I was just like, Mom, let's go home, please. Like it was a uncomfortable experience. And so that's probably where my fear of being in like Dollar Tree alone probably stems from, because that was a scary experience. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, maybe it was just me being paranoid, but I've learned to kind of trust my intuition and gut instinct because it's gotten me a lot of places safely, and also like had me pass a lot of tests where I normally wouldn't have passed. So, you know, my instinct is pretty on point, I'm just saying. Although in social areas, not very much. Like, my instinct is not very well with social people. I'm just not a very social person. Okay, excuse me. Oh, my journal is so cute. And then also when I get overexcited, my like social or my like intuition or shit, whatever it is, like just totally goes out the window, and I'm just like totally no common sense whatsoever. Yeah. Dollar Tree store time? I don't fucking know. I remember those were so popular, and they were like so fucking annoying. Like, some of them were okay and entertaining, but some of them were just so plainly lying that I was just kind of like, this is pathetic. What are you doing with your life? Like, why would you just blatantly, like, fabricate a fucking story just for you? Like, And not to mention, like, a lot of them were, like, just so far out there that you're just kind of like, wow, I definitely believe that one. Or it was just, like, you could tell it was rooted in truth, but it was so exaggerated that you were just like, yeah, those were annoying. And then it was like a phase to like add not clickbait story time to every fucking thing that you did. I was just like, honey, can you please stop? Like, it's not annoying. Yeah, I don't know. It's raining, which is nice. Swear. But like, California weather is like so bipolar. Like, fuck me. Like 10 minutes ago, it was like blue sky and cloudy, and now it's like fucking like gray as fuck and like windy. It's not raining yet, I don't think, but it's just like weird. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I like this kind of weather. Visually, being outside in this kind of weather, especially driving in this kind of weather, not the funnest. Funnest is not a word, is it? I don't think so. The most fun. Oh god. I still have like dried up wax on the floor. I haven't looked up how to get it out yet. Even when I do look up how to get it out, I probably won't get it out for a while because I'm just a lazy piece of shit talking mushroom, okay? Excuse me. My journal is so cute. Oh yeah, and I just saw the funniest thing like a couple hours ago. Like I was like watching like because I like watching like these random like videos that just like edit like funny parts out of like YouTuber videos. Like I don't remember what they were called, but they're really funny. And I was watching one of them on Jenna Marbles and Julian Salamita. Still don't know how to pronounce the name right. And then the recommended, it had like this art, like this makeup artist being like, Jenna's Ceramide, take care of your Ceramide. Remember when she did those videos? They were so funny. It's been like 2 years since she's done those videos. They were awesome. I loved them. And then sometimes in vlogs or whatever, she'll just like make little references like, take care of your Ceramide. Very important. But they said he was like, make a tutorial for Jenna's dog, Ceramide. And I was just like, what? And I looked at it and I was just like, holy shit. He literally made Ceramide. Like, he literally made Kermit. Like, he literally made Kermit, like, buck teeth and, like, awkward, like, scared eyes who were almost crying all the time. To a T. Like, literally the human personification of a dog on his face. Like, I'm not even joking. I was like, holy shit. Like, goddamn, this dude is talented. Like, you know you're talented when you can literally take the spitting image of an animal. Like, specifically one that's, like, as, like, weird looking as Kermit onto your own face. Like, skills, boy. Like, more skills than I will ever have in my entire life. You just portrayed in a single video. Like, oh my god. Like, oh boy. Like, what? Even how? Like, he's a magician. Yo, what's up, Hetty? Hetty over there. I don't even remember the quote, or the meme, or the vine, or whatever the fuck it is anymore. The full one. Just my hair. Oh. Also, I'm on the floor because my cord is short, and I don't like pulling on it because it strains the wires, and my phone cord dies faster than it usually does. So, and it already dies fast enough, like every 3 or 4 months. Just like, I'm gonna give up on life now, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, when you give up on life, you give up my life too. So, like, it's a joint suicide, buddy. Don't do it. And I can't wait to make Way too many suicide jokes. Like, stop. But like, I don't know what I do to my cords, but they just literally die every 3 or 4 months. Sometimes 5 or 6 if I stretch it. And I'm like meticulously careful with it, which I'm usually not. I'm just kind of like, I need a cord, like plug it in, like bitch, like let's go. Like like who the hell is like, and then we carefully slide it in the slot. Like no one is like that. Like, excuse you. No one's like that. So like I don't get why everyone else who treats their phone the same or their phone charger the same way I do gets like their charger is fine for like years. Well, okay, maybe that's a stretch, but like their charger is like fine for at least a year, and mine is just like I'm gonna give up every like quarter of the year, and then we're gonna try again, and then I'm gonna give up again, and I'm just gonna be like, B, you're not funny. Like stop. Please, like I can't handle it. The stress, honey. I don't have the money. My dad doesn't have the chargers. Like we gotta fix something. Like what am I gonna do? Like is there a hack or something to like? Okay, I shouldn't venture into that world because it is a dark, confusing, weird asshole, and that's coming from me, the person who watches like vines and like weird clips in her free time. Like. It's coming from me, and I don't like watching hack videos, so like, yeah, we need to fix it. God, my damn back. Super uncomfortable fucking, like, damn bed frame. Like, hello. Like, your bed is supposed to be comfortable on all sides, not just the top where I lay. That didn't make any sense. Also, have you not read Pea in the Pod? Wait, no. What's the word? Princess and the Pea. The Princess and the Pea. I thought that, like, that story was funny. I thought it was hilarious when I was a kid. I don't know why, even. Like, it was just weird. Why did I think it was funny? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, his mom was evil. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, child? Wait, hold on. Oh, look at that. Instagram. Kidding. This potato face doesn't deserve to be on Instagram. Also, I really like this spoon because it's like, I don't know, historical, and it has pretty stuff on it, and it's like a spoon. But it like has my grandma's last name on it. I mean my last initial on it. I think it's cool, and I literally just touched this like cold wet spoon on my fucking forehead. That was nice. Life is fucking weird, isn't it? Also, I tried letting my grandma feed my turtle today, and my turtle was just not having it. Like, usually I feed him every other day, and he's, like, totally okay. Like, it usually takes him a while. It's so funny. It takes him, like, a minute for him to, like, literally a minute or two for him, like, literally 60 to 120 seconds for him to realize, oh, there's food floating above me. Wow, maybe I should go get the food. Like, and I feed him in a separate, smaller container, too, so you'd think it would be obvious, but no, apparently not. So usually we go through that, and then he'll start eating like a fucking maniac. But today he was just not having it. He was just, like, barely eating, and I was just like, huh, that's weird. And my grandma was just like, she fed him, which I think she thought, well, like, you're feeding them by hand, but aquatic turtles, you can't feed them dry, like something in their digestive system can't process dry food, so they have to have it, like, in the water. And so I was like, just sprinkle it in the water, and she was like, oh, and then she kind of acted all disappointed, and then she was sprinkling it in the water, and she's like, he's not eating it, he's sick, what's wrong with him? And I was just like, Grandma, like, he takes a while, like, it's fine. And she was just like, literally, okay, imagine this food bottle is the tank. This was my grandma. Huh? Let me bend over as far as possible and just stare for like 10 minutes. Like, oh my God. And I was just like, Grandma, like, maybe that's why I didn't eat, because I felt uncomfortable. Because, like, I mean, it's fine if you're, like, close to it, but, like, if you're, like, staring, like, right up to it, it's just kind of, like, I guess it's kind of like dogs maybe in a way because, you know how some dogs, like, they don't like eating when their owner is watching them and they only eat when they don't, like, owner is out of the room or whatever? Like, maybe that's how my turtle is. And when my grandma was just, like, peering into the, like, container, like a fucking, like, aquarium exhibit or something, or a zoo, she was kind of scaring him, so he didn't really want to eat. Either that or he just wasn't really hungry. Also, I need to get more of this food for him. Because, like, look how, like, he's totally out of it. Like, there's just a little bit of it left. And, every time I put a little bit of it in there, he's always gravitating towards it. But, like, there's not enough for him to, like, feed on. And so I mix his food. Because they said it's good to mix turtles' food. So yeah, which I should probably not use this one because they gave it to me, but I don't think it's good because it says land turtle and tortoise. So I think I'm going to give it to my friend who has the tortoise because this probably isn't good for my turtle because it's like land. Mine is an aquatic turtle, so like, you know, you get my gist here. I really like them though because they look like Gerber food. They look like Gerber dry food. You know those ones that kind of look like Cheerios a little bit? And they taste really good too, which I don't know. Don't ask me why I know what baby food tastes like. Okay, it was an experience when I was in like 5th grade. I think. Okay, my fuzzy memory is even worse than the past. Okay, and like I was living with my nanny and she like had some baby food, and I was just like, I want to try some. And she was like, sure, ha 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 ha, go ahead, try some, we're a child. And I was just like, okay. And it tasted just like Cheerios, and it was like a little bit softer than Cheerios, and it was a little bit sweeter, and like had like the distinct like baby like smell to it, which I don't know how they infused baby smell and taste to a food. Like, what did they do? Like, make baby, like, did they just like, I don't know. But these look like those because they're like tiny little stars. But, yeah, he doesn't really like these that much because they're dry food. He's an aquatic turtle. He doesn't really like this food either. Which, I mean, he eats it, but like he doesn't like gravitate towards it like he does this one. So I think I'm gonna get more of this for him because he really likes it. Clearly shown by this nearly empty bottle that I was given. And also how he always gravitates towards it when I first give it to him. He also really likes these other treats. Which at first, when I first saw it, I was like, are you fucking, what? This is chicken feed. What is this? And then I was like, wait a second, these are mealworms. And they're omnivores and they tend to gravitate towards like worms and like snails and like bugs and like little fish, especially aquatic turtles. And so these are like mealworms, and he really loves those. But they said not to give them like this kind of food like too much. Just like put it like at least twice into like his feeding system, because feeding cycle, because like too much fat not good for turtle. You know, it's not like you would like feed yourself chips every single day, and that's kind of like the equivalent to like a chip for us, like a treat. You know, like we're not gonna eat chips every day unless we want to like gain weight and like be unhealthy. So I don't want my turtle to gain weight and be unhealthy, so like we're gonna not feed him that every day, even though he really loves it. Like really loves it. Like you put it in there and he's like swims the fastest I've ever seen him swim, and he's just kind of like I'm just like, okay buddy, like you're adorable, but like goddamn slow down, you're gonna choke. Yeah. Oh, and he kind of likes these. They're great for hand feeding. Not possible with mine. He literally, like, if you get your hand too close to him, he'll literally bite you. Which it doesn't hurt. Like, okay, it's like a slight pinch, but it doesn't really, like, break the skin or hurt. But, like, it's enough, like, it's a warning. Like, bitch, don't fucking touch me. Like, don't get near me, which I can respect. So, there will be no hand feeding my turtle. This, he likes it okay. I think he doesn't like it that much because it's so big and he has to like bite it multiple times to like actually eat it. which I noticed he doesn't like because we have these, but then there was like a bigger like version of them, which I noticed was like barely eaten at all. Like it was like the same size container and there was like this much gone. And I tried feeding them to him and he just like, he would try and bite it, but they were so big balls. Such big balls, you know. Los cajones, you know. Oh my god, I just need to shut up. Okay. But they were such big, like, round, you know, food stuff. That he couldn't, like, eat it. Like, he would try, and then it would just, like, bob away from him, and then he would get frustrated and just, like, move on to a different food. And then he would see it again, and then he would try and bob it, like, eat it, and then it would just bob away, and he would just get, like, ignore it, and just be like, okay, fine, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I get why he doesn't eat them now. So, I don't really think he likes the taste of these, but they're, like, edible, so he'll, like, eat them. And he can, like, eat them easily because they're tiny. So, like, he's okay with them. Plus, they said it's really good to mix up your, like, aquatic food, like, your food for your turtle because, like, wow, I didn't realize how, like, light. They're, like, two, like, bright, light patches on his shell. Like, really bright. Like, holy shit, they're, like, highlighters. Like, hi, Boo-Boo. That's pretty cool coloring, though. How come I didn't notice that before? It's weird. Okay, okay, yeah, I don't know how this turned into a review of turtle food. You're welcome, I guess? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this to my friend with the tortoise. Just be like, yo, my turtle can't eat these. Here you go. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. This video was too long as usual. You're welcome.